Hi, this is Davina, founder of Reawaken Your Authentic Self Academy, and I'm here to present you video number 1. And I'm so excited here to share with you with my little board here all of the information that I would like to present to you for this first video. So, in this first video, I would like to introduce to you the foundation of what I teach in my academy. So the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about, we touched base a little bit about how some people are successful and are abundant and have outstanding talent. And we see that they do make it in their careers. And then we see people who aren't as talented, who are blocked or aren't as successful financially. So what is the key difference here between these people who make it and others that don't? So what I wanted to mention here is that the foundation is basically your soul and how connected you are to your soul and spiritual body. So the more we develop our souls and spiritual bodies, the more we're able to tap into and connect our talents, our abilities, and able to attract the financial abundance more easily and that we deserve. So I wanted to start here with my first drawing here. And I wanted to show you here a little drawing that I have made here. And here I wanted to show basically what is happening between somebody who's really connected to their souls on a spiritual level as opposed to people that are not connected to their souls on a spiritual level. So here's a little picture of a happy human, and this is the auric field of this person. And here is a person that is not as connected to their souls. So I put high vibration, low vibration. What I mean by vibration is the level of frequency that a body carries. So a person with an expanded soul within their physical bodies has a higher frequency of vibration as opposed to somebody with a lower vibration. And this basically happens in many ways. There are many ways that this can happen. Basically, for example, if you're joyous, if you're in full of love, that's a high level of frequency. If you're in anger, sadness, depression, that lowers the frequency. And that's not only with emotion, it could also be with eating habits. It could also be with exercising habits. It could be a full array of things that either expand a person to reawaken more of their authentic selves so that they can tap into their souls and finally tap into their talents and abilities and outstanding talent. And then we got the lower vibration here that also is a depiction of how we demonstrate blocked energy and how we can block ourselves from the outstanding talent that we already have. And so I wanted to also mention here that it is important to understand, I don't know what level of understanding you have about the human body, but we are basically human physical bodies. This is our body temples, and we're here incarnated with a level of our souls in our bodies. We can have an expanded level of our spiritual body in our bodies, or we can have a small amount of spiritual or soul connection to our bodies. And that depends in an array of different things. It depends on whether or not you have accumulated lots of negative energy from thoughts, from poor decisions in your life and in previous lifetimes. And also, this level also depends on whether or not your family bloodline has negative influences that can get passed down genetically. That has a very strong influence of whether or not you're blocked. It can also mean that, your level of environment. Who are you connecting with? that also affects on how blocked you are or not, especially with family, also with friends. But everything contributes, whether it's previous lifetimes, whether it's your family line and how connected they were to their bodies, and that gets passed down genetically. It could be an array of things of how disconnected or how connected you are to your authentic self and how connected you are to your talents and abilities. So I just wanted to bring a little picture here because we are more than just physical bodies. And when you start to understand that we have an auric field, that we are spiritual bodies connected, spiritual souls connected into this temple, then you start to understand that the more you expand yourself, the more spiritual practices, which is basically what my academy is about, the more you understand what are the key spiritual practices to expand yourself to who you really are, the more you practice those, the more you expand your soul within your body, the higher the vibration is. And basically the soul has a very high frequency of vibration. And the more you match yourself to be more in frequency with that high vibrational soul, the more you can channel in your talents and abilities, whether you're an artist, a teacher, a performer, whatever it may be. And you can even channel things like what to do in this exact moment. You can even tap into spiritual intuition of what to do in certain moments. And it doesn't even have to be your talent. It could be, hey, my child is going through something, and you call them and you're in tune and tapped into exactly what it is that you need to do in the present moment, which is amazing talent to develop. So I wanted to show you this. So now I wanted to move on here to the 4 basic elements and of what really composes reawakening your authentic self. What are the 4 key elements that you have to focus on in order to be this right here? Okay, so let me just flip this into, okay, here it is. Okay, so here's my little chart about the 4 bodies. It's the 4 foundational bodies that I wanted to talk about today as an introduction of what really composes your authentic self, what really reawakens you, and what really makes you stand out so that you can tap into your talents and tap into your abundance. So here are the 4 bodies, and I made it kind of like a metaphor. And I made a table here. This is a table. And I wrote up here, authentic self. This is the mental body. This is the emotional body. This is the physical body. And this is the spiritual body. So basically, what I wanted to explain here is that when you have solid foundations and you practice and you start building correctly the mental body, the emotional body, the physical body, and the spiritual body all together, you start to reawaken a very powerful aspect of yourself. So for this video, I wanted to focus on the mental body, okay? But I wanted to kind of give you an overall picture of what these video series is going to be really about. And really, this is all I've been doing. I've been focusing on all these 4 foundational bodies. And what I see is that most people aren't just doing that. They either focus just on the mindset, just on the mental body, or they're really good at linking the mental and the emotional, but they're not good at the physical. They don't know how to raise their vibration to a huge extent in the physical body. They don't know the proper ways to eat, the proper ways to exercise. And it's unbelievable because there's some people who think that they do know what to do, where they're way far off from what it really means to be high vibrational on a physical level. And then there's people that are spiritual too, and they miss, the mental or the emotional. And even the spiritual people, what I've seen is that they are very spiritual, but they don't know certain key techniques or spiritual advances that really take them to a huge level. And that's what I've seen. And I have like amazing information, especially on the spiritual practices that will absolutely astound you. So that is the foundation of our video series. So for today, I just want you to remember mental, emotional, physical, spiritual body. 4 bodies. This is all you need to focus on to build and reawaken your authentic self. The more you build these foundations, the stronger the connection to your soul, the stronger the connection to your soul, the stronger the connection to your outstanding talent, the stronger the connection to your financial abundance, the stronger the connection to your financial freedom and to the life that you want to attract. Okay, so that is the foundation. So let's move on here. And we're talking about the mental body today. And I also want to say that the mental body is a body that I would like to talk about, but it's more about mindset and how to develop a mindset that is sustainable of a great mental body. So here we're going to flip to the mental body, okay? Mindset, I put it here in parentheses. So I have 6 little flip charts here, and I'm going to be revealing to you what are the 6 major keys to an incredible mindset so that you can really move forward to reawakening this essential foundation of reawakening your authentic self. So what I wanted to say about mindset, first of all, and it's no accident that I have chosen mindset as the #1 foundation of reawakening your authentic self. Without mindset, you're not going anywhere, okay? You are not going anywhere. Without any motivation, you can't do anything. And motivation and taking action all comes from mindset. And your ability to manifest or not manifest comes from mindset. So it all comes to this, okay? So that's why I've chosen it as the #1 thing. Okay. So I also wanted to mention here that #1, we're going to talk about the very first foundation of reawakening who you really are, which is joyful presence, okay? Joyful presence. What do I have to say about this? Well, joyful presence is more than just presence. I know we've talked about, a lot of people are talking about the importance of presence, the importance of being here, the importance of staying in the present moment and not letting yourself indulge in negative thoughts and the past or the present. But what I wanted to say about presence is that the most amazing discovery for myself is that when you link joy with presence, there's an absolute magic to it. Because when you only start to want to be present to the moment, say for example, you wanted to go and exercise, for example, and you don't like exercising, right? And imagine being present exercising. And you find yourself not tuning into the exercise because it's something that you don't enjoy. So you daydream about your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you daydream about food, whatever it is, to sort of kind of elevate your emotion. But what I've noticed is that when you do link joy to the present moment of whatever you're doing, then you have power. Because you can choose whatever topic you would like. And when you link joy and presence and pick any topic you would like and ask yourself, how can I introduce joy to what I'm doing in this present moment? How can I introduce joy to what I'm doing in the present moment? That's a very powerful question. So the more engaged you are with joy, joyful presence, the vibration increases significantly within your being. The more joy you have, the more presence you have within the moment, you're basically expanding your soul within your being, and your vibration increases, which makes you more available with energy. Joy is really a channel for energy. Being in the moment is really a channel for energy, and you're setting that intention. And when you're setting that intention, it basically increases and expands your ability to channel from the divine. Okay, so that's very important. So, for example, for me, I remember going to Bikram yoga. I absolutely did not like Bikram yoga whatsoever. I would tune out, very, very often, because it wasn't something that I enjoyed. And it was much more pleasurable for my mind to tune out. But when I asked myself, how can I enjoy this present moment? What is it about Bikram yoga that I can enjoy? What can I think about Bikram yoga? And so I told myself, okay, I love that it's such a divine workout. I love that I feel so loved by these people. I love that I'm working with these people, and these people care about their bodies. I'm so grateful that it's bringing me health, and I love instead of thinking about the pain as painful and something I wanted to move away from, I would say, oh, I love the pain. It's so orgasmic. And I would come up with these different techniques about joyful presence and about enhancing the joy. It's already there in anything that you do. You just have to enhance it and generate it. And that is the secret, basically. You generate joyful presence out of asking questions and asking to see what it is that makes joyful presence. And another thing that I do notice is that when I do affirm that I do enjoy enjoy whatever it is. If I say I enjoy Bikram yoga, for example, I love Bikram yoga. I love doing this. It's so nourishing. I keep doing that over and over and over again. It sort of expands. It's not faking it. It's almost like an expansion of a new energy of existence for that moment. So what most people don't see is that they think that they're faking affirmations, but when in reality, when you're doing it over and over, it's just opening a new door. Because when you're not enjoying something, what you're saying is, I hate this, and I really don't want to do this. That is an affirmation within itself, isn't it? So why not affirm to yourself that you are enjoying this moment, and whatever it is you're doing. You can do it in your work. You can do it with people you don't like. You can do it with cleaning your house. You can do it with eating, greens that you don't like. It really is a very powerful foundation for you to reawaken, because when you have to do something that you don't want to do, and then you convert it into something that you do enjoy, you're not only expanding your soul, but you're being you. Your soul loves to be you, loves to enjoy things. And guess what? You're here on this planet because you're here to have fun. Your mission here is to have fun with your mission. And what better way to generate joy and having fun by creating it? And God has given you that talent. God has made you so that you can paint your joy whatever way you would like it. But He has also given you the option of not enjoying it. So why not enjoy what you do? And why not fulfill your mission to have fun in this planet? So I thought that was really powerful, and I think you would really enjoy doing this from now on. And so, okay, so let's move on to mindset, powerful mindset technique number 2. Okay, so powerful technique and mindset number 2 is focus, okay, or target. So in expanding to this, I wanted to talk about focus, because what you focus on is what you expand in your life. When you focus on joyful presence, for example, you're expanding that within your life. When you're focusing on something that's distracting or discouraging, you're you're also expanding that in your life. So the important thing here is to remember that when you have a target that you want as a goal, it's important to have a target as a goal. And it's important, if you don't have any goals, to have them and to look at them daily, and to be able to only focus on the positive aspects of your life, and to only focus on things that make you enjoy the presence in your life more. So focus basically brings you more of what you want in your life. And it's so important, because it's important to remember how to focus, because every time, a lot of us have very kind of unaware kind of we sleep through the day, and we let these negative thoughts come in our lives, and we say, oh, it's not going to happen. Oh my gosh, I can't really do this. But really, when you're aware that you need to focus on what it is that you want only, then you can wake up every morning and say, okay, I know that my mind sometimes comes in with negative thoughts about doing this, doing that, and that it's not good for me. So I can mentally say, okay, I'm going to focus on my goals. I'm going to focus that God is here, and God is here to help me. I'm going to focus on enjoying this. So focus really is a strong foundation of mindset. So the more you focus on what you want, it will expand. Okay? So that's awesome. So we'll move on to number 3 here. Okay, this is a really big one, so I want you to pay attention here. Okay, so why and purpose. So obviously we all have goals, right? We all want to do something in our life. We all want to accomplish something amazing. So if you have a business, if you have a career, if you want to lose weight, whatever it is that you want, it is imperative, it is absolutely imperative that you know your why. If you don't know your why, it is very, very hard to accomplish, well, especially if you don't know a big enough why, okay? If you don't have a written mission statement or purpose, or know why you're here on this planet, it's very hard to move forward with passion and enthusiasm in whatever it is that you're doing. So for me, I remember when I started this journey as a life coach and as a teacher, I had the most amazing passion for it. And I realized that my own suffering, I mean, I went through hell. I basically went through hell. My own suffering, and I realized that I wasn't the only one, that there's people around the world that need this information that I'm teaching. And when I realized that, nothing was stopping me. I mean, I would go hell and back to do things, and people would ask me, where is all this, motivation coming from? And it all came down to my why. And I also remember going to a seminar, and they were talking about the power of why in people's businesses. And there was a very strong epiphany that happened to me, because when they were explaining to me how, for example, Mac is based on why. And I'm talking about the company Macintosh with the computers. So when they based basically their mission statement on their why, not on the how or what. They always have this deep, meaningful purpose behind it. And when you compare that company with other companies, they're not basing it on why or purpose or their mission. They're basing it, what can we give the customer, and how are we going to give it to them? How are we going to deliver? And what are we going to give? But Mac is completely different from other companies. They were basing it on why. They had such a deeper meaning behind their purpose and mission, and that was driving them. And we actually feel it when we purchase a Mac. There's like a deeper underlying tone to just to just the computer. So it's important to know your why, and a big enough why. If you don't have a big enough why, you will not take action in whatever goals you have, okay? So that's very important, and I want you to remember what your mission is in this life and why it is that you're doing it. And really feel deep down within yourself, is it really motivating you? Is there something that's missing there? So I want you to really focus on why and what the purpose is of you being here. Okay, so number 4, meditation. Okay, I know this one is a very common one here, and I wanted to mention it because, this is important, okay? I know it's so common, but are you doing it? Are you really meditating on a constant basis, on a regular basis, basically? Meditation is one of the highest forms of raising your vibration. When there is no thought, your vibration increases so high. When you find a place of peace and grounding and silence and calmness in your heart, those are energies that are the epitome, kind of like the epitome of high vibration. And really, peace is the foundation of happiness. Without peace, there cannot be love. Okay? Without love, there cannot be joy. Without joy, there cannot be ecstasy or gratitude and all that. But what I want to mention here is that meditation kind of sets in a peaceful energy within your being. And when you are meditating, you are activating such a high vibration of clarity within yourself. And you're able to channel more clearly because of meditation. And I wanted to mention here, I don't know if you know them, the authors of Ask and It Is Given, by Esther and Jerry Hicks. She actually opened her channels to meditation and her talents only by doing meditations. I think it was like 15, 20 minutes a day, something like that, or twice a day. And so she did this for months, and it would escalate her higher vibrations. And I thought that was the most amazing, powerful thing. And I do notice that when I don't meditate, I tend to be less peaceful. I could get more aggravated just as easily. So I realized how important meditation is. And I also realize how important joyful meditation is, because some people can just sit there like, okay, I'm meditating, well, whatever. But when you link joyful presence to your meditations, as we talked off earlier, it elevates the frequency even higher. So if you want, you can just even start with just a slight smile while you're meditating, so that your body receives a signal that you are enjoying meditation. So be patient with meditation, okay? And I would recommend 15 minutes a day of meditation. And I also talk about it in my book, about the different techniques of meditation. So if you ordered my book, you can get more information about how to do amazing, awesome meditation, okay? So let's move on. Okay, so we have habit and prioritizing. So with this one, I wanted to talk about here the importance of prioritizing what's important in your life and habit. The habit of prioritizing what is important in your life, okay? Because so many people get so distracted in their life. And what I want to say here is that it takes a minute, basically, to get in the habit of things. And once you get in the habit of things, your ball is rolling on fire. And so when you're prioritizing and you're not in the habit of that, and you can have a tendency to give up. But when you habitualize it and you add joyful presence to it over and over and over again, you become like a different person. So it's so important to do this. And I haven't seen anybody that is successful that doesn't have this, okay? The people that do have a habit of prioritizing what's important, especially their business, these are the people that really make it in their lives and really have abundance in their life in a really high level. So, I mean, it's really simple. I mean, prioritize your habit, right? But I just wanted to mention here something that has really helped me advance. Okay, so this is the last one here. Faith, prayer, and affirmation. So what I wanted to mention here about faith, prayer, and affirmation is that they're all interconnected here. The more connected they are, the better. Because when you start having faith in God, and that God really has you in the palm of his hands, and that he really is influencing your life, you start to realize that anything is possible, that God can control anything, that God can bring anything into your life. And so when you have faith, you pray more boldly and you affirm more boldly. So when you have prayer in your life, daily prayer, you maximize your faith and you allow God to bless you within that prayer. And there's many different types of affirmations as well. You could be doing affirmations with, say for example, I love my life, or I am successful, I am bold, that kind of prayer. But there's all that kind of affirmation. But there's also affirmations with prayer, affirmations with faith, affirmations with holding your body straight. There's affirmations with being grateful. There's affirmations with just plain thought. You're always affirming in your life with visualization, with anything. Always, always affirming, whether it's negative or positive. Your thoughts always convey a kind of affirmation. Okay, so this is very important to get ahead, because if you're seeing failure, because if you're seeing doubt, if you're seeing despair, you're not going to move very forward into your authentic self. So the more faith in God you have, and the more you get off the limits that God has in your life for you, the more you're able to create and manifest what you want in your life. Okay, so these are the 6 foundations of the mental body diet. And I hope you enjoyed my video. I'm looking forward to showing you the second video about the emotional body. And until then, live the courage to reawaken your authentic self.